Obi-Wan Kenobi, Albus Dumbledore, Odin One-Eye Allfather. What do these men have in common? Well, when we meet them, they are old and gray-haired and wise. We're not allowed to talk about politics. So instead, we're going to talk about Spider-Man and Wolverine. Pardon me. We're going to talk about Eric and Professor X, Magneto, and the X-Men. And we're also going to talk about X, Tesla. Wait, we're not allowed to talk about that either. We're going to talk about Mario and Luigi's mansion. Luigi, he's just like Doctor Who. Maybe he'll go down, but then he will regenerate. He'll still be a handsome man. He'll just be a different handsome man. And next time, maybe he'll wear a green hat with a giant L on it, just so we know he's still Doctor Who. He's still Dr. Luigi. He's still making corrections. High five, low five, number L. Listen to Luigi. And all of us will cheer. Dumbledore, he's a wizard. He is wise. Odin, he's the All-Father. And he gave up his eye to the Tree of Knowledge for wisdom. Obi-Wan, he's the Obi-Wan. He's just like Quan. He's number one. And he's wise because his hair is white. In Spider-Man Far From Home, we find out that Peter Parker and all of his classmates were blipped. So all of them are still the same age as each other. And they carry on going to high school as if that nonsense with Thanos never happened. One of the students on their field trip to Europe, one of them, is a kid that used to be 5 years younger than them, but is now the same age as them. Besides him, the 5-year snap blip had no effect on anybody in Peter Parker's class. What a wasted opportunity. Wouldn't it have been interesting if Tony Stark saves Peter Parker with time travel, and then Peter Parker returns to Brooklyn and finds that Ned Leeds is 5 years older than him? That could have been interesting. It could have given us conflict between Ned and Peter. And I get it. You've got the actor you've got. But couldn't they have given the actor some makeup to make him look 5 years older? We have technology. Or they could have picked MJ, Michelle Jones. She's 5 years older than Peter Parker. I get it. They wanted to have a romance between Peter and MJ during their field trip to Europe. But they still could have had a romance, huh? And it would have been all the more dramatic because of the age gap. They could have used makeup to make Zendaya look older. It would have been interesting. Or they could have created some drama with the school that Peter used to attend, because half of the students are no longer here. They're 5 years older now. It should have been at least half of the students, huh? Or 1/3 of the students were blipped. And now these students, Peter Parker, maybe, what's her name, Betty Brant, him, her, and Flash Thompson, are the only students that were blipped. And they have to sit in a classroom full of teenagers that used to be 5 years younger than them, because all the classmates that used to be the same age as them are now 5 years older. It would be a shame to lose Zendaya, but she's not one of the students anymore. She still shows up because she's emotionally invested in Peter Parker, who she knew before he disappeared for 5 years. But she's not one of his classmates anymore. She's 5 years older. And maybe conveniently she's single. Or maybe she has one of those cliche boyfriends that is obviously no good for her. I really don't see MJ, Michelle Jones, getting herself in one of those situations where she's totally engaged to a pilot. But I'd let them have the cliche if they at least gave us the age gap, huh? There were so many interesting things they could have done after the snap. But no, conveniently, the majority of the class, all of them were blipped, and all of them were brought back to life by Tony Stark the Messiah, who gave up his life for the good of the universe and every Christian in the nation. Because he's totally the liberator, and he is the J. The Tusk. But what do I know? I'm just a nerd complaining about movies. That's how we know he's wise. Because his hair is white. Therefore, 7 years ago, when he was a young warthog. Yeah, Obi-Wan, he's totally going to be a wise mentor for Skywalker. Just like he was a mentor for the last Skywalker. That's why we gave him the job. He did such a good, he worked with Anakin Skywalker, and he learned from his mistakes. Now he's going to do a better job with Luke Skywalker, because he learned from his mistakes. Dumbledore did such a good job with Grindelwald. He didn't do a great job with Grindelwald, but he did a good job with Thomas Hiddleston, the Riddler. Thomas Riddle. He did such a, so Dumbledore was not a great professor when Tom was a student. But he was just the Transfiguration professor back then. And what do you expect? Tom, he was a Slytherin. Dumbledore, he was the head of Gryffindor. It's not like it was his job to mentor Tom Riddle. He was in charge of the Gryffindors, and Tom was a Slytherin. He was with Poison Ivy and the Green Environmentalists. He was with the Snakes. And Dumbledore was with the Republicans. He's a red elephant. Pardon me, he's a red lion. Let's leave this planet, huh? And you know what? It's our fault. All of it, it's our fault. Let's just leave. Kick the bucket. Give up. I don't blame number 5. Of course he wants to give up. You know how many times this man has attempted to retire? Poor thing. Yeah, you do deserve to give up. As for the rest of you, Team Zero indeed. You just agreed with him. You know what? If number 5 says we should die, I guess we should die. Do the kids get to survive? That doesn't affect the timeline? That won't create a paradox? Number 5 said it's allowed. Because he doesn't want to kill the kids. But, Team Zero, we're going down with the ship. We're going down. As for Lila Pitts, I love her. But are you really surprised that she cheated on her husband? I'm not surprised. Of course she cheated on him. She got bored. Of course she got bored. She's Lila Pitts. I would also get bored. And then some of the fans were really upset by the way number 5 and number 2 were bickering, like a cliche parody of Jacob Black and Edward Cullen. Yeah, that was cringe. Who gives a toss? Right afterwards, they held hands with Lila Pitts. And then they died. That's the part that got to me. They just, why should we stay? Does anybody in this room object to our deaths? No? I didn't think so. You know, why would we stay? This is 2025. Who wants to stay here? Lila Pitts loves to sing along. Brother, never doubt that I love you. Thor is all. Brother, the second Thor movie, Loki dramatically sacrifices himself. At the end of the Loki TV show, he says, I'm gonna do this for you, and for myself, and for all of us. Sylvie, her name is Sylvie, and she's blonde. She's totally a blonde. Would you look at her? She's as dumb as Thor. She's as moronic as Lady Thor, as idiotic as Lady Sif, as puny as She-Hulk, as likable as America Chavez, as powerful as Captain Marvel. Yeah, Sylvie, Odin's daughter, she's practically Kamala Khan. And everyone loved her. Still loves her. Of course they do. Well, we tolerate her. And we politely ignore the kiss between Sylvie and Loki. Some people got a kick out of it. And some people got angry. They acted as if they were watching the Beth Smith clone kiss the other Beth Smith clone all over again. How dare. It's like you're watching Phantom and Fenton be suave and awkward. And that's totally not allowed. It's very rude. It's practically incestuous. And everybody hated it. Well, some people liked it. But you know, Loki is a unicorn, huh? So obviously his boyfriend should be Mobius. I remember seeing all the fan art of Loki and Mobius. And I thought to myself, really, this guy? Just because Owen is handsome and Tom Hiddleston is handsome? The actors definitely have chemistry, I'll give you that. The actors? Have you seen Midnight in Paris? I love them together. But the thing is, at the end of season 1 of Loki, Loki and Owen Mobius, they have a bit of a lover's quarrel. And I wasn't buying it. Like, you're full of righteous indignation because the man that you kidnapped and forced to work for your company, the TVA, under threat of death, you're full of righteous indignation that this man that you kidnapped and forced to work for your company under threat of death, you're so disappointed in him because he decided to escape with the blonde bombshell? Really, you're that shocked and disappointed? Are you really that shocked and disappointed? I would leave with her too. Of course I would. Freedom! 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 Why would you want to stay at the TVA? Because if you don't stay, you will die? Because if you don't stay, Owen Mobius will cry and he'll be very sad? A lot of people were posting fan art of Mobius and Loki. And a lot of people were upset about Sylvie and Loki. Some people decided, you know what, let's put the 3 of them together. That solves everything. I ship it. But the thing is, I can't stand Mobius as a character. He's so self-righteous. He gives Loki a lecture about all the evil things Loki has done. He's Satan himself, obviously. He's Lolo Lysmith. And in the Norse pantheon, he is Lucifer. He is the devil. And that's why he was born in the fire realm. Pardon me, he was born on Jotunheimer. Everyone believes that. In the second season of Loki, that lady, Renslayer, Rey Skywalker, discovers that, what's his name? The Grandmaster, except he's black. What's his name? Anyway, he's totally a genius, and he's obviously the founder of the TVA, but Renslayer was there too. And then he erased her memories and took all the credit. Whoa, the injustice. I was sitting there rolling my eyes. Who gives a damn about Rey Skywalker? Where's Loki? I mean, obviously everybody cares about Kamala Khan because she's Kamala Khan, and we totally love her. We also love Captain Marvel. We also love Nick Fury. Secret Invasion, yeah, that was a great show. Everyone loved it. As far as I'm concerned, Loki season 2 ends with Loki escaping. He totally saved the world and the multiverse and became a god. And then, after he put on a show, he got the hell out of there. At the beginning of the first Thor movie, Loki is all, never doubt that I love you. And then in the first Avengers film, Thor is all, brother, what madness is this? And Loki scoffs at him and he's all, sentiment. You know what? I don't love you. I take it back. Doubt me because I don't love you. I never loved you. Oh, I love you. And then, the second Thor movie, Loki dramatically sacrifices himself. I think a sword was involved. And he gives us another speech. I don't even remember what he said. Something along the lines of, I did it for Asgard. I did it for Mother. I obviously did it for Mother. And I also did it for you. Or is that what he said at the end of the first Thor movie? I did it for you, Father. Kid Loki is very angsty. And he is haunted by the ghost of his elder self. But it's okay because Kid Loki is a good guy. And the elder Loki, well, he's obviously evil. But Kid Loki says, hey, you're going to be a bird. And you're not going to say anything. I don't want your advice. I'm in charge now. And I'm Kid Loki. And I'm with the heroes. I'm practically an Avenger. I'm rebranding, huh? And don't I look adorable? I'm tiny. I'm young. I don't want to be confused with you, older Loki. So shh. Rebranding. You're a bird. And I'm totally a good guy this time. Because you're just a bird. And anyway, Loki is a woman this time. Her name is Sylvie. Sylvie. Loki is a sentimental man, isn't he? Oh, and also, was it Endgame? He pulls out a knife and comically and very obviously attempts to stab Thanos with the knife. To me, it looked like a suicide attempt because he was obviously not going to succeed in the very lazy and half-ass assassination attempt. He wasn't actually attempting to kill Thanos. He was making a show out of sacrificing himself. And didn't we meet the Loki variant that survives and gets away after very obviously faking his death in front of Thanos? You got me. You got me. I gave it the good college try, but you saw my knife coming from a mile away. Everybody trusts Andy to be well behaved. Yeah, Andy, love that guy. He's always an upstanding citizen. And the Bible is very important to him. Astrology is also very important. Yeah. Sirius, Orion, Draco, Scorpius, Orion, and Mercury. I love Hermes. Hermes? He's my favorite god. Mercury? Hey, Hermes, are you in retrograde? They want to know. Mercury says he's totally retrograding right now. Hey, never doubt that I love you, Thanos. Why don't we have a tumble for old time's sake? Show me your snake if you have the cojones, and I swear I won't bite it off this time. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone else around. I think we're alone now. And the beating of your heart is the only sound. And Venus is his wife. You thought she was married to Hephaestus? Why would she want the engineer? She likes Mercury. That's why she's right next to him. Hermes, Mercury, he's obviously married to Aphrodite. That's why she's right next to him. Mercury and Venus sitting in a tree. Kissing. First came the clouds. Then came the cluster. Then hot gas. And everyone got flustered. And yeah, Colonel Mustard, he was obviously involved. Victor was living in Canada, and he had a string of ex-girlfriends. Benjamin was in prison after attempting a crypto scam. And then he meets this random woman, Jennifer, and they bond over horror movies. Yeah, that's worth dying for. If she read the lyrics, she would pity the men, you know. Number 5 was working for the CIA, And they're nothing like the commission. Everyone believes that. My Diego, he's great in a fight. He brought a knife to a gunfight. That's why he was so torn up about it when his clones, doppelgangers, were all, there's no solution. And he was all, what did I have to live for anyway? The CIA? So he's a Batman. He's a single Batman. He's a knockoff. He's a DD. Dursley. He's Diego. Duh. Number 4 was sober, and he was on the wagon, and he was living with Allison and Claire Bear. It's 2025. Let's fall off the wagon. And while we're falling off the wagon, he's died before. What's one more death? Grace Hargreaves loves her dynamite Diego. It's not as if he had learned to value his own life. Oh, duh. His wife is good with dynamite. And Diego really loves the knife. Let's find the guillotine. Number 3's husband, Raymond, went missing under mysterious circumstances. But at least she still had Claire. Allison? Am I the only one that thought she deserved more? Grace Hargreaves, she will lose her head. Let's play with Abigail. And Diego, he was bored because he was working as a mailman. He's just like Barbara the mailman, and he's just like Jamie the mailman. Now he's Diego the mailman. Number 2, let's get through it. Come on, vámonos, Caca Diego. I know you can do it. Kraken, let's get through it. And everyone loves being a mailman. No one is bitter about the fact that all their hopes and dreams went up in flames the moment they got married. Is Aquaman. And you know what? As of today, his new name is Neptune. Wait, Jamie wasn't married. He was a kid. And Barbara wasn't married either. She had a kid, but where's her husband or wife? That's neither here nor there. I digress. Number 2, Diego, Caca. He's got kids, and we learn a lot about his kids. I think he gives them a hug. But they'll be fine. They're going to live with their grandparents. And number 1, Luther's wife also went missing under mysterious circumstances. Why are all these spouses going missing under mysterious circumstances? Sloane Hargreaves, number 5, wherefore art thou? A rose by any other name is just as sweet. But Luther got married to number 5, Sloane Hargreaves. And then afterwards, she disappeared like a mirage, like an illusion, as if she weren't even a real person. It was a shotgun wedding. And what's Luther doing with his life now anyway? He's a go-go dancer at the club? This is just like the time he was a boxer at the club. Or was Diego a boxer at Al's gym? No, he was a janitor. Nothing has changed. From season 1 to season 4, nothing has changed. And Diego really loves the knife. Except, in season 1, it was 2019. It's been 6 years. And now it's 2025. What is there left to live for anyway? Nada. Nothing. Zilch. Freud? Is that how you pronounce it? Nothing has changed. From season 1 to season 4 of the Umbrella Academy. Nothing changed. Diego, the explorer. Nymphadora. Eudora, Patch. She was a tough guy, and she liked it really rough guy. She was a moonlight. She was a moon knight. She was Eudora, Patch. Victor is still the white violin. Benjamin is still dead Uncle Ben. Number 5 is still responsible for these morons. Number 4 is falling off the wagon again. But he's totally the prophet, and he's also the seance. And everyone loves Klaus. Of course we do. It's Klaus. Everyone loves him. Except for the writers. Did he even get to speak to the rest of the cast? Aside from that speech about daddy issues and mommy issues. Oh yeah, and Lila Pitts, she's totally self-actualized. Everyone believes that. Allison is still the rumor. And she's still divorced. And she's still being a good mom. And Luther, well, I guess he lost his virginity. I hope he lost his virginity before his wife disappeared. She was blipped. Huh? She was snapped. And she, you know what? They got married and they kissed. And before they could do the deed, she totally evaporated in his arms, just like Peter Parker and Tony Stark. Come on, vámonos. Everybody, let's go. I know you can do it. Number 2, let's get through it. And it was very sad. I don't think number 1 got to lose his virginity to that random woman he met at the club. He certainly fell asleep in bed next to her, but did he complete the mission? I doubt it. And you know, it was his wedding night. I'm sure he was saving himself. But the wedding got interrupted. Did the wedding get interrupted? Or did they all fall asleep? And then the next morning, well, what does it matter? That was season 3. And it wasn't very good. But you know what? This is totally a musical. And we're going to have a dance battle. And we're going to have an epic rap battle. Because this is totally Footloose. He's a knockoff. He's a DD. Dursley. He's Diego. Duh. Kraken. Let's get through it. Or a Patch. Bless his soul. Diego's on a roll. Everybody here loves the Hera, please. Team 0, the hero. That's my crunk. Diego, number 2. Team 0 to hero, number 2. Come on, vámonos. Everybody, let's go. I know you can do it. Team 0. The Sparrows. Come on, vámonos. Phoenix Academy. The Phoenix Academy? You're so creative. Phoenix Academy. Yeah, you know what? The Phoenix totally has healing tears. Where's Potter? Where's Pepper Potts? Where's Lila Pitts? Nymphadora, Patch. Number 2. High 5, low 5, number DD. Listen to Diego. Come on, vámonos. Everybody, let's go. I know you can do it. Dante's infernal mistake. Diego, let's get through it. Kraken. Let's get through it. From 0 to hero. Number 2. Ground 0. A number 2. Peter Pan is evil. Isn't that what they said? in that TV show? Once upon a time. We're doing a clever reconstruction. Therefore, Peter Pan is evil. How many times have we seen evil Superman? I mean, evil Peter Pan. This novel is about Captain Hook, and Captain Hook is the protagonist. He's totally Robin Williams. The title of the novel? Hook! That's how you know it's about Captain Hook. Captain Hook, he was just a sailor. His name was James. His name? James. He's just like James Potter. He was innocent. Sure, he was a drunkard, but all the sailors were drunk. And you know what? There was a gal waiting for him back on land. He promised her he would sail away and come back with the goods as a sailor. Not a pirate. He was totally a sailor. And when he got back, he was going to marry her and save her from the workhouse. The book is called Hook. Pardon me, the book is called Hooked, because it's a verb. Captain Hook was hooked, and it's written by A.C. Wise. That's a hell of a pen name. A.C. Wise, spelled W-I-S-E. Looks like I found a J.K. Rowling. Is this author a man or a woman? Who gives a toss? A.C. Wise. I hated your book. Hooked. It's a clever reconstruction, huh? James, Captain Hook. He was just a sailor. And then he was kidnapped by a powerful being that looked like a young boy. But he wasn't a young boy, he was a demon. And he was evil. And he chopped off James's hand. He summoned the beast, an alligator, and chopped off this poor man's hand. He was just a sailor. He was a normal guy. But Peter Pan, the demon, decided that pirates ought to have hooks for hands, and peg legs, and eye patches, and gold teeth. So he kidnapped this sailor, and then mutilated him. And then he drowned him. And then James woke up the next day, alive somehow. And then he drowned again, and then woke up again, and then drowned again, and then woke up again. Because he's trapped in limbo. He's trapped on Pluto. He's trapped in Hades Town, Neverland. And everything on this island is puppeteered by the demon known as Pan. You're very clever, A.C. Wise. Hooked. I'm certainly hooked. I want to read more, just so I can see what other cliches you'll throw at me. Oh, so the mermaids are just like the Sphinx, and they're going to give James some vague riddles. This is like Greek mythology. And the mermaids are torn up by James and his hook, because he lost his temper. I liked that part. Yeah, kill that mermaid! She'll wake up the next morning anyway. Everybody on this island dies every day. And then they wake up the next morning traumatized by their death, but alive. The mermaid, she'll be fine. She'll wake up the next day. And James hopes she will remember the way he killed her, flaying her like a fish. Because she deserved it for being clever. She should have just been straightforward. Why is she talking in riddles anyway? It's her fault. I suspect A.C. Wise is a woman. But what do I know? It's not as if the women love to use really vague pen names so that the reader will assume that they're a man. And James, he gets off the island. He escapes through a magical doorway that's also a knife, and it slices through the realms. And when he's back in London, he's haunted by the ghost of his dead boyfriend. Just like Klaus in number 6, huh? And Wendy Darling is older now. She's got a daughter named Jane. Jane? Lady Thor, hello. I can't stand Jane. And Jane is in the middle of a murder mystery. She got home from work and discovered her roommate was dead. Just dead. There weren't any wounds. She was just lying in her bed, looking peaceful, as if she just fell asleep. Except she's dead. And then her mother, Wendy Darling, she felt a disturbance in the force. And she knew that her daughter needed her. That's how I know this book was written by a woman. That really pissed me off. Wendy Darling, she totally has force powers. And the moment her daughter, Jane, walked in on her dead roommate, Wendy Darling felt a disturbance in the force. And she knew that her daughter needed her. So she ran out of the grocery store and rushed to get to her daughter. Yeah, that's how the mother-daughter bond works. Hooked by A.C. Wise. 1 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. But most people love that kind of horse shit. Oh, she's such a good mother. Wendy Darling. Her name isn't Darling, not anymore. She's married now. But what's her married name? It doesn't matter. And what happened to her husband? It doesn't matter. That's how I know this book was written by a woman. A.C. Wise. And yeah, James, he has vices. The drink and the pipe. And the ghost of his dead boyfriend begs him not to indulge. Don't go to the bar. Be careful, James. Has the author of this book ever met an actual addict? Has she ever met an actual real-life person who was an alcoholic? Or has she only read all the cliches in other books? Didn't she survive? You know, she totally died in the Forbidden Forest. But then she rose from the dead, like Rose Quartz. That's right, I've heard the story over and over again. Lila Pitts gave up her life like Jesus Christ. Bless his soul. That's right, I've heard the story, don't really like how it ends. Natasha gave up her life like Jesus Christ. Black widow, our griefs, she will lose her head. That's right, I've heard the story, don't really like how it ends. Tony Stark gave up his life like Jesus Christ. Let's play with Abigail. Everybody here loves the Hera. Don't really like how it ends. Scarhead gave up his life like Jesus Christ. Then he rose. He's just like Klaus Hargreaves. He's just like freaking Deadpool. He can't die. You know, he's totally a zombie. And if I were a zombie, if he were a zombie, if she were a zombie, would she eat my brains? Or does she want my heart? Does she want my heart? Does she want my heart? Because I want her. She was a tough guy, and she liked it really rough guy. He was a monstrous lad. He swam underwater and held his breath. This knockoff Batman is Aquaman. So listen to the five guy. High five, low five, number L. Listen to your Loki. Let's get out of here, Harry Pitts. Lila Potts. Low, Lady Loki. Come on. Huh? Don't I look like a butler? I'm totally Judith Butler. Himself. I'm also Juliet Butler. I'm also Dom Butler. Themself. So get up, Lila Pitts. Number 8. The number 8. Let's shove it on its side and turn it into infinity. Run, girl, run. This world was not made for you. Run, girl, run. They're trying to stop you. Bernie Sanders and AOC are the only politicians left that actually stand for something. The rest of the Democrats, they don't have any principles. For decades, they folded like a house of cards. The environment, not that important. Workers' rights, they have the right to work. Minorities, didn't the corporations agree to print out merch for African History Month? And didn't they also agree to print out rainbow t-shirts at the Target? Isn't that good enough? Vote with your wallet, huh? This is corporate America, and we're the Democrats. What do you expect us to do? I'm so sick and tired of these self-righteous journalists on Substack repeating the same damn thing over and over again. Kamala Harris was right. Hillary Clinton was right. We should have listened to Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton because they were right. And we should have had them as our presidents instead of Donald Trump. Bullshit! Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris, that's who you're holding up. The two of them are shills. The two of them are corporate. They are useless. And Biden was also useless. Obama, useless! You think Obama was liberal? You think Obama was left? No, he fucking wasn't. Obama was just another Democrat. Another centrist, another conservative. And he was more than happy to bomb the shit out of foreign countries for the good of corporate America. I can't stand Obama. In fact, I get angrier when I think about Obama than I do when I think about Trump. You know why? Hope. Hope. Obama totally gave us hope. He gave us hope for corporate Democrats. Blue donkeys. You know, among the Mexican Americans, when they call you a burro, Spanish for donkey, that means moron. Because the Democrats are a bunch of morons, and they are useless. The only politicians left that actually give a damn about this country are Bernie Sanders and AOC. How do you pronounce her name anyway? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? She's the one that should be president. Not Hillary motherfucking Clinton. Not Kamala Khan Harris. Harris wanted to support Israel against Palestine. And you think that, shame on us, shame on America, just because you didn't want that lady in office. Now all these terrible things are happening. And these Democrats are fantasizing about an alternate universe where Hillary Clinton made it as president and Kamala Harris made it as president. You know what that alternate universe looks like? It looks exactly the goddamn same. And he's conservative because he's old. And Odin, he's also got a great track record. Look at how well he raised his firstborn, Hela, Odin's daughter. She turned out great. I love Hela. Odin, one eye, the monocle, Allfather. He, you know what? Hela, Odin's daughter, she's number 1. But, and she was supposed to be the chosen one. She was totally going to be Katniss Everdeen. However, she got a little carried away. She was too enthusiastic about her mission. And Odin, one eye, Allfather, thought it was inconvenient that she was so blatant about her bloodthirst. Hela, would you come here? We're supposed to be missionaries. And, yeah, you're very talented with your sword and your horse. But it's bad PR if you kill the villagers without offering them the opportunity to convert to the Norse pantheon. We're supposed to give them a chance to say yes or no. And then when they say no, we will not worship your gods. That's when you're supposed to kill them, after they say no. And then we will call it, justified, because the gods kill all the non-believers. But first you gotta give them the opportunity to accept Odin, One Eye Allfather, as their Lord and Savior. Why didn't you give them the spiel before you killed them? You're supposed to be a missionary, huh? This is the Crusades. Hello. I'm gonna have to lock you up in Tartarus with the other citizens of Hades town. This is bad for business. I'll try again with the second born. Maybe Thor will be well behaved. So Odin, One Eye Allfather, he is wise because his hair is silver. Albus, Severus, Dumbledore, he is wise because he's got a really long beard and it's white. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's wise and he has the high ground. Mobius, his hair is also white and he's just as self-righteous as Obi-Wan. And look, he did such a great job with Loki. Loki gave up his only life, his only begotten life, for the good of the sacred timeline. But you know what? Loki, he's just like Doctor Who. Exterminate, regenerate. His new name is Luigi.